So the most common scales are the movable major. Now, we learned A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So before we go into the movable one, we're just going to get the sound of the C. All right, third finger C on the A string, playing all the way up to the C here on the second string, first fret. So it'd be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And back down, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now, to get that sound in a movable pattern, we're going to go up to the seventh position with our first finger, but we're going to start with our 2 finger on C on the 8th fret. And the fingering, we're going to talk fingering. The fingering in this position, when you lock your fingers into these frets, is a 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4 for the first octave. So we'll do one octave. Ready, go. We have 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Back down. 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. Again. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now we're going to add the second octave. So the fingering is going to be 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Repeat 1, 3, 4. 2, 4, 1, 2. And then we often add, just to practice, a 4 on there to give you an extra note so that when you're playing melodies, you don't have to think too much. Once you know this pattern, you can close your eyes and just meander around the scale and use your ear. Like if you're playing in a hard key, let's say we were playing in a key like B flat major, might be hard for somebody, you know. So you would be in the 5th position and the scale would be the same fingering. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. And of course you should be anchoring the hand here mostly and playing alternate picking. You can play freely, where I'm not locked in with my right hand. Okay, now the cool thing is, let's go back up to 7th position. And we have this 2, 4. So now I'm going to say the notes. We're going to start on that C, and I'm going to say the note names. So this is something you should also do. All you got to do is accomplish one thing, and you could build off of it. So knowing the C major scale here is going to open up your whole brain to all the notes from here down towards the headstock of the guitar. And then, of course, the double dot 12th fret is a repeat of all the open string names. So you can kind of then fill in the data of no sharps, no flats, the key of C, up and down the guitar. We've also discussed how the minor pentatonic scale helps us map out the guitar as well. So we're going to do that next a little bit, and then we'll move on to some other thing, okay? So again, C major scale movable is on the 7th position. We have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Down. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, C. All right, so you could practice that. Now, what we're going to do is, in relationship to our second finger note, C, the root, put your pinky on that note. And then if you're playing in a position, what happens is there's the minor pentatonic. The minor pentatonic associated with that major key that you're playing, that movable scale. This is unlocking a lot of information here. because it's pattern based. You don't have to think about it. You only have to think about what is the main key. So if you're playing with a bunch of musicians and they're playing a song, like let's say Stand By Me, which is a typical song, it has a classical progression. It has a very, this is Stand By Me in the key of C. Ready? You guys could play beginners too, right? C major. That's the 1 chord, a Roman numeral 1. A minor. That's a minor 6 chord, lowercase minor. F major is a 4 chord, Roman numeral big, 4. And the 5 chord is G. Back to C. Again, C chord, 1, 2, 3. When the night has come, A minor, and the land is dark, F and the moon, G is the only C chord light we'll see. Then that repeats. So you can play, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. So I'm jamming on the C major scale, up and down, real fast, this and that. You could also use the A minor pentatonic. That's the 6th chord. The minor 6 is the 6th note of the major scale, and that is the relative minor pentatonic for a major key. So in the key of C, the relative minor is A minor. So now you could use the minor pentatonic. Let's go over the voice, the fingering for that. So you're in the 5th fret, and you want to play the 1, A, the pinky 4 for C, and then a 1-3 fingering D, E, G, A, C, D, E, pinky on G, A, pinky on C. So we're going backwards. The most commonly used soloing scale, all right? And of course, you don't want to just run the scale up and down. You want to be melodic with it. You want to have different dips and rests and bends. And the most common bending is on the G string. If you go to the 3rd string, keep your 1st finger on the 5th fret, but then apply your 3rd finger on the 7th. And even on an acoustic guitar, you can get a quarter bend. So what you can do is push towards the body of the guitar, push towards your body, and push up towards the ceiling against the neck, the fretboard. So the most common bend. Now on a nylon string, you gotta really bend far. Like you gotta push your fingers up underneath to hit the 6th string practically, to get almost a full or even a half step bend. And that'll put your strings out of tune most of the time. So even on Stand By Me, I wish I had a little loop recorder right here, but I guess I could do it with my cell phone. Yeah, I got my cell phone in my pocket. I can make a little track just to give you guys an example of the audio. It'd be nice if I was plugged in also to like a loop, but like I'll just do it here. Here we go. By the way, guys, I made a lot of progress with the Wondering Aloud song, and I rehearsed it with a cello player, a violin player, and a keyboard player. And so it's ready to go for that wedding, which is Sunday. And I could even show you a link to I did a video, an unlisted video. I can show you that. All right, here we go. So I'm going to record Stand By Me. Ready? C chord. 1, 2, 3. When the night has come, A minor. The land is dark, F and the moon is the G chord to the C. Again, C. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. F, just as long, G as you stand by me. So now I'm going to use that to play over. It's giving me an advertisement. Sorry, hold on. All right, here we go. Stand by me. Ready, C chord. 1, 2, 3. When the night has come, A minor, and it's dark. F and the moon is the G chord to the C. Again, C. No, I won't. Here's the that was variation number 1. Here's variation number 2. Now I'm gonna use it. That was the major scale. Now here's the pentatonic. 1, 2, 3. When the night has come, A minor, land is dark. F and the moon is the G chord to the C. Again, here's a variation. Ready? And here's the other one. Okay, so both of those scales work great. So what was I doing? We've talked about, this is my method. It's like I only really have certain stock things that I teach people. One of the things I teach people is something called the variation number 1. That's going up 4 notes and then starting on the next chord tone. If we go to the warm-up scale, I'll demonstrate it there. We've done this before, but I'm going to show you again. So we're going to go A, B, C, D. Then we're going to start on B and go B, C, D, E. Ready? So we got A, B, C, D. Now start on B. B, C, D, E. Now start on C. Start on D. Okay? So you don't have to do the whole thing when you're playing a solo. Let's say I'm playing When the Night. So I just did boo-doo-doo-dee-doo-doo-doo-da, ba-ba-ba. So I only did 8 notes of the variation, and then I went into a melody. I think the kitty likes this lesson. Kara's kitty there. Kitty's like, yeah, I'm gonna be jamming later. In a little kitty band with the little.
I can't move her. She's very, very interested.
It's very cool. I've been watching a lot of cat videos too, so maybe the cat is picking up on that. All right, so it's a cool cat. All right, you know, in jazz they're like, yeah, you're a cat, you're a cool cat. So you know. The other variation is using thirds, meaning you're going to skip. Like, let's say there's 3 notes. You start on 1, you skip over, and you come back, you skip over that. All right, let's use 4 fingers. So I'm here, I'm going C to E, back to D to F, right? So let's start on A, and then play C. B, D. Start on C. Go to E, D, F. So again, another reason to know your notes. Don't just play a pattern, so that if somebody's speaking to you and says C, E, D, F, you can go C, E, D, F. So that sound, this is all classical stuff. I got all this from hearing all the classical music I grew up with. I played saxophone. I've been teaching all kinds of things. So watch this. We're going to apply this like I did in that Stand By Me solo. We're going to go up to the movable major 7th position. And the first variation is. stopped on the pinky on G. So boo 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 beep boo 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 beep boo 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 beep boo 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 beep ba. That's what I just did. All right. I know it's advanced, but that's what this is, and I'm recording it so you guys can practice. Okay. The other thing would be in that position. The variation number 2 is the thirds. It would sound like this: C E D F E G F A G B A C B D C E D F E G F A G. And down would be like D B C A B G A F G. All right? So if somebody's playing, you know, these are melodic fragments. All right, so I'm going to stop that part of the lesson here.